yeah, a little bit to the archetypes we are talking about, that there are these sub-personalities or the higher consciousness patterns called archetypes. And Robert Moore was talking about the archetypes in a little bit different way, that there is some ideal of the archetype that's the best expression, that's the ideal pattern, and we try to get in contact in that pattern and to project it and experience it in our life. Like mother could be mother archetype that represents some qualities like nurturing, taking care, safety, and all these positive stuff, love. But that could be also negative, that you are overprotecting the child and you are becoming a devouring mother, not letting the child to develop his own personality. And then it's becoming like a shadow, or it can be a complex that at the end you create something bad in the child. And these two archetypes, one is called Oedipal child. It's not in a bad expression like Freud was talking about it, that the boy has an Oedipal complex. So this is an Oedipal child archetype, not the complex. And that represents these basic structures in a child that is connected to relationship. Usually it's stronger between mother and a boy, and father and a daughter. So this connection is always like a more important, because that opposite sex parent is creating the future personality in case of relationship and intimate and also normal relationship in a life. So the positive, the characteristic could be that understanding the identity and understanding the place in the world. So you see that also this structure is something that you need to bring your awareness to these basic instincts and drives to understand what is your purpose, what did you like, what did you want to do in your life, and you can recognize it here. If in a child is this suppressed, it's then difficult to find your own way in your life if you don't have a good relationship with your parents, especially with the opposite sex parent. So from basic ideas about love, intimacy, relationships, and these are like the basic characteristics. But if it's not in a good way developed, you don't have your own experience if in life with your own parents wasn't healthy, some was off, like the mother wasn't there too much, she wasn't represented these positive traits like the nurturing and taking care and understanding, and she was distant or she was caring too much, that can create a problem in a child. And then later on you are unable to build this adult archetype, which is in this case called a lover, that's based on that basic first experience in life with the opposite sex, which is the parent. And then these people are unable to have a good, healthy relationships, especially the intimate relationship with the opposite sex. And it's difficult to find your way in a life consciously if you had the first bad experience. That's why too many people have these problems with sexuality, relationships, addictions, and so on. They need to go back and understand what happened in their childhood and somehow integrate that problem. And instead of this distorted picture of what mother-father archetype means, you need to bring it into some alliance with your own experience and make it better. That's the purpose of psychotherapy, working with the archetypes, with dreams, discussions, and then some tasks that people usually do. I had actually psychoanalyst from the Jungian tradition as a client for this person guidance, and she will continue in few months another part. And when we get to this level, she said, okay, that's really interesting, because I have so many people, so many men in my therapy that are in army or police or bomberos, that they had so many problems as a child, that there was a missing father, or the mother was, something was off, and then they try to substitute their family with some kind of structure, hierarchy. That's why they are drawn to these very much organized kind of jobs to have a substitution. And she said that many of them, like 80-90%, they have problems with sexuality. They have different addictions. They have a wife, but they are unable to stay with them for a longer time sexually. They find a lover, or they go to a whorehouse, and or they have a different taste for different sexual things, and everyone has some kind of a problem. Because you know that connection with the boy and mother, which wasn't healthy, then makes confusion in the consciousness, and they are unable then to find their good way how to relate with the partners in a life. There is still some kind of a complex that draw them. So this is not just a kind of a story or abstraction, but these are real objects that we have in our consciousness, and that are in the universal consciousness, and that's how the psychotherapy and psychology is based on. So this is not just some self-serving descriptions, but there are some practical methods.